Okay, so it's 3:05 p.m. and I'm very excited to get started. So I'll help us take off and I'll be your host for today. So as you all know, my name is Bushra and I am the current head of education at the Pakistan Youth Forum. Today we're joined by many of our executive board members and definitely the amazing team that was behind the Winter Academy. And as you all know, we are here to appreciate everyone who was involved, from the workshop leads to the volunteers, to definitely celebrate our participants. MashaAllah, so you'll see that some people really went above and beyond and attended several workshops. So before we begin, I'd just like to let our EB members introduce themselves as well, so you all know who's PYF in the room. Nava, you want to go first?
Thank you, Bushra. Welcome, everyone. My name is Nava Rizvi. I am the current General Secretary. I'm the one behind all those emails and the reminders. And yeah, welcome aboard. And I'm really happy the way the Winter Academy went through and everyone's participation at hand. Arslan, you're up next.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Really glad that you all have joined us today in our closing ceremony. And many congratulations to Bushra once again for killing it, everyone. Over to you.
We have Shaista as well.
Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Shaista, and by now you guys must know that I'm the head of health. Really excited to see you guys all here. Back to you, Bushra.
Thank you. And with that, let's get started. पहले थोड़ी कुरान की तिलावत से start करते हैं, and then we'll go into reflecting on the academy. So I found this really cute girl, Mariam, on the internet. Maybe some of you have seen her already. So she's going to recite Surah Al-Fil.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول.
So moving on, I thought it would be nice to start by reflecting at the academy and the way it was. So this is a throwback to November. Many thanks to our media team for putting together all these wonderful materials and bringing such wonderful attention to the academy, bringing us in the spotlight. So with that, I'm already speaking, but I just wanted to, before we go into the workshop leads, just wanted to say a few words. First of all, I've done, alhamdulillah, I've been lucky enough to have tried a lot of different things in my life, but this was the first time I was taking on a project like that where we were doing multiple workshops and reaching out to so many different schools. And there were a lot of different stakeholders involved in organizing this. And it wouldn't have been possible without a team, that is absolutely for sure. And I was sort of just feeling like I'm the person pushing people along, लेकिन जो लोगों ने इतना काम डाला उसके बगैर नहीं होता. And there's a lot I learned from this experience. I think many of us learned a lot of different things. But the most important thing is कि हम यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं as the PYF and as all the people who are involved, whether they're schools or they were workshop leads or volunteers. So the PYF is not like a school. It's not a learning institute. It's not a university. It's not the point of what we're doing. It's a community organization. और यहाँ पे बस ये कि हमारे members हैं, उसके अलावा हमारे members का network है, जो काफ़ी लोग काफ़ी accomplished हैं माशाल्लाह से, हर background से आए हैं, हर तरह की, they've been through all kinds of trials and tribulations in their life, हर तरह की educational backgrounds हैं, family backgrounds हैं, and mashallah they've all, established themselves in different fields in different ways, whether they are, working in programming or working for an MNC or starting their own businesses. Everyone brings a lot of different kinds of experiences. And for us, the Academy is a chance to bring those experiences to our students, to the next generation that is coming up. And jo ye jazba hai na ki we all want to share what we've learned is exactly just what this Academy is about, and just what learning is always about, chahe it's in a classroom or it's online in a Zoom session. And so I just want to take a moment for us to, first of all, acknowledge that no matter who we are, whether we're a student or a teacher or a workshop lead or just a regular community member, we're all doing both things in our lives. We're learning all the time, and we're teaching. We're teaching someone. If you're a student, you might have a sibling, you might have your peers. If you're a teacher, you have a classroom, but then you also have your families, and similarly for everyone else. And what I'd really like us to reflect on, take a minute to really reflect on, is what we would like to get from our learning experiences. Hame kya pasand hai, hamare liye kya, what works for us, and what kinds of learning experiences are we creating for other people? Chahe wo hamare ghar wale ho, chahe wo hamari community ho, chahe my students ho. And just take those principles with us wherever we go, because every moment is a teaching moment and a learning moment. And inshallah, here's to creating many more teaching and learning moments through the PYF and beyond. So with that, let us launch into finally some appreciation. And we'll start off by appreciating our workshop leads. I wish, we have some clips of people clapping in here, so wo thoda silence ko fill kar dega, but maybe my smile will make up for that, and everyone's smiles will make up for that. All right, so without further ado, first of all, to a certificate of appreciation for Raja Bukhari, who led not one, not two, but 3 workshops. So round of applause. And Raja, I know I asked you to prepare a few words. Do you have something to say to us today? Raja, are you with us? I know you're on the call. Yes.
I just allowed you to unmute, Raja.
And before I let Raja speak, actually, just one more thing. Not only did Raja lead 3 workshops, but she was also the co-lead for this project. And without her, this wouldn't have been possible. She prepared the proposal for it for the previous EB and made sure it happened this time, and pulled in some amazing people to do it, and was extremely dedicated. And so yeah, just want to recognize that as well.
I don't think I have much to add after that, Bushra. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to have worked with you in particular. I think that was what I would call a dream team of sorts. And I know it was very challenging over the time that we had to put the workshops together, reach out to the students, and have everyone participate. But I don't think I can say there's anything more fulfilling than what I did in 2020. I'm so happy that this is the foot that the new board has started on by putting this amazing academy together. And I particularly want to just thank the students who participated for giving me the opportunity to be able to impart what I know, and have my friends who are so talented and so knowledgeable to have that same opportunity. I've had workshop leads tell me personally that that they couldn't have imagined such an opportunity for them to engage with an audience the one that we had for these workshops. It was absolutely incredible. We're all the workshop leads, the team, the PYF team, we're so honored to know that our youth is so excited, so engaging, so enthusiastic. I mean, you all could have like taken the winter break and just like relaxed or done something fun, but you chose to participate in our workshops, and not just like participate, like be there, but challenge the workshop leads to make sure that we're doing a good job, we're engaging you, we're you know, like we're all having a good time. I was in tears by the end of a lot of these workshops because of the enthusiasm that I saw. And I'm an extremely sappy person, and a lot of people know that, so I'm not ashamed to tell you that I was so emotional. So I just really want to take the opportunity to highlight that. And the teachers who are behind these students, pushing them forward in these initiatives, taking care of them, nurturing them. I am very appreciative of you as well. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I don't think I have any more words, and I'm going to stop now because I could keep going on forever. And thank you.
Thank you, Raja. Next, Aisha Burney, who co-led the research writing for the social sciences workshop with me. Now, Aisha has become a very special friend to everything we do in the PYF, but honestly, doing this workshop with her was a really incredible experience, and I'm going to let Aisha say a few words now.
Thank you so much, Bushra. I absolutely love what you and Raja have said so far, and you know, I just want to echo that. I actually didn't prepare any words because I wanted to speak from the heart, because that was that's what this workshop meant for me. You know, like Raja said, it was probably the most fulfilling thing I did this year. And you know, it starts off with being able to work with you directly, and obviously with you and Raja as part of this entire thing, but working with you directly on our workshop, it was just a pleasure. But then beyond that, you know, it was what I loved about it. I was actually going to say what I loved about it was that it changed the face of education, but after listening to your words at the beginning, I want to say that it changed what learning meant a little bit for you know, when I was in high school, learning was something that we did at school, and curriculum, like the curriculum at school is, you know, it takes time to adapt to the skills and the topics that we really need students to learn, right? So things from the humanities, the social sciences, and also just the skills that students in high school should be equipped with. I feel like we didn't get that when, at least I didn't when I was in high school. So I love the fact that we were able to provide that. I love the fact that learning has become so multifaceted and so democratized, and that PYF was able to, you know, to provide that by bringing all these great minds together, and those great minds include those students who were very much, you know, an equal part of all of these workshops. So I want to appreciate all of the leads, but also just all the students who engaged with our all of the workshops so much, and made it what it you know, the success that it turned into. So I just want to thank you and Raja as well for giving me the opportunity to be part of this.
Thank you so much. And like, my heart is so warm right now. Oh, thank you guys. ये अगला सर्टिफिकेट बहुत ही खास है, ये मेरे अपने लिए है. Arsalan, do you want to unmute and give it to me? Present it to me.
Okay, am I unmuted? Yes. Okay, so the next certificate, very important, goes out to Bushra Ali.
Thank you.
So Bushra came up ke hame Winter Academy karni hai aur 16 sessions hai, and I said, okay, let's plan it up. Dekhte hain kya hai. And when I saw the sessions, I was like, Bushra, are you sure? These are 16 sessions. हमने 3 महीने में शायद 8 किए थे. These are 2 months. इसमें 2 weeks off है. And she's like, yes, we want to do this. And Bushra has pulled every string she can to make sure that it happened, and it completed on time, and it was a very successful event. So this one goes out to you.
Thank you so much, guys. Really, really appreciate that. Ian Peterkin for leading the creative writing workshop. Ian can't join us today because it's his wife's birthday, but just a shout out to him. Simbella Orchard Khan for leading the Introduction to Mandarin Chinese and China Park Relations workshop. Simbella's become a very special friend over the last few months and a mentor to me as I go deeper into the education field. And Simbella, have you prepped any? Do you want to say a few words?
Sure, thank you so much. Can you hear me, Bushra?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's so great to see you all. My heart also feels really warm hearing you all say so many great things. It was such a highlight for me as well when Bushra asked me to do it. I had no idea how it would turn out with doing this with a group. And I just recall three things standing out to me as a teacher. So running this Chinese session with everyone. And one was the engagement of every single student. I have never had such an active chat box. Like I was like on fire. I remember telling one of the leads, like, can you please catch the questions? Because it's going too fast. Like I can't catch the questions. And then the quality of the moderation, that the support that you gave me as a teacher on the session was outstanding. I've never seen anything like it. I think I praised you to the skies and to everyone I spoke to in the following days. I was like, do you know the Pakistan Youth Forum can do all of this stuff? And then just the enthusiasm all around, so incredible. And the need is so great for Pakistanis in particular to learn Chinese. It's so important, it's so pressing. And it's time to stop believing that it's not possible. It's definitely possible. And you all showed me you can. I couldn't even hear most of the students shouting Chinese words back to me, but everybody could read Chinese at the end of that session. So you all showed me what's possible. And thank you so much. I also had a couple of students join another kind of planning well-being retreat afterwards from the PYF, and they were phenomenal as well. So just so glad to be a part of this. Thank you, Bushra. Thanks, everyone.
Wow, so wonderful to have all these leads, all these people to do events with. And Yusuf Al-Shamsi for leading the Introduction to Philosophy workshop. Yusuf's become another very special friend through the work and the philosophy book club, actually, that we met through. And I don't know if he's here with us today. Yusuf? I guess not, but...
Nope, he's not here.
Okay, no worries. And Neelam Ashraf for leading the Introduction to Financial Literacy workshop. Now, I've known Neelam from school. She was a couple of years ahead of me, and she was always one of those people that was just over, like, you know, going above and beyond, and I would just like admire from down below. So it was an amazing experience to invite her to lead a workshop. Mashallah, now she's a senior financial analyst at FedEx. So, you know, do you have a few words you want to say, want to share? I believe Neelam was with us for a short while. She's still here.
Yeah, she's still in the meet, but...
Oh, no worries. We'll move on. Thank you so much again, Neelam. Muhammad Al-Lehbi for leading the Methodologies and History workshop. Muhammad's always such a pleasure to just speak to and hear him talk about history. And he led a really, it's hard to teach history and like that too in an online session, but just if someone is as passionate and if someone brings in that mindset to discuss and, you know, really get those people, get students asking questions, then magic happens. And that's what happened. Hashim Noor for leading the Introduction to Computer Science and Programming workshop. I don't think Hashim is with us right now, but again, it's really taxing to teach programming on an online workshop, but you know, he had a plan and he pulled it off, and the workshop went on for 3.5 hours and it was really, really fun. Muhammad Yasin Faruqi, for leading the Create the Right Mindset for Success workshop. Yasin was so passionate about this. He was having trouble scheduling it, but he was like, no, I really want to do it for these students. And then when we did actually do the session, what was incredible was how students just started asking questions about all the issues that they're thinking about in terms of the career, in terms of what subjects to choose. And he really geared that workshop towards helping them figure it out. So for that wonderful discussion, Yasin, thank you. Afifa for co-leading the research writing for the quantitative sciences workshop. Fun fact, Afifa is getting married later this month. And I was like, okay, Afifa, if you're getting married, it's okay, you don't have to. But she's like, no, I really want to do this workshop. And she turned her schedule around to do it. And again, was really took all the responsibility. And Afifa was also very heavily involved in organizing the MUN last year. So as always, just thank you so much, Afifa, for your dedication, and we best wishes, get through the marriage. And Habiba for co-leading the workshop with Afifa. And Habiba, I know you're here with us right now. Also a great pleasure to meet you through the PYF and organize this session with you. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So first of all, I'll just start off by congratulating everyone for doing such a great job with this initiative. I think pulling it off in the middle of the pandemic was a great job. Like Raja mentioned and Sumbella, that being a part of this workshop was a highlight of this year, but also looking at the students and actually looking at them being very enthusiastic about this, about joining this course, taking part in it when they could have, enjoy their winter vacation. But again, thank you so much. I loved being a part of this, and thank you, Bushra, for keeping up with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Habiba. Really looking forward to doing more workshops with you in the future. Now, a very special shout out to Zainab Khadim, who has been with this academy, cheering it on since the very beginning. But then she also co-led this amazing session on introduction to Photoshop. And the thing is, you'll find a lot of intro to Photoshop or tutorials online, but the whole point was, how do we gear this towards the students? How do we get them engaged? How do we get them interested? And I tossed that challenge at Zainab Khadim and Zainab Khalid, and they took it head on, and they led a really engaging session. So Zainab, do you have a few words?
Yeah, thank you so much, Bushra, for the sweet introduction. And I thank PYF first of all for hosting this whole event and giving us people the chance to host workshops on topics which we like and which we are actually passionate about. And in terms of just the experience overall in terms of the students, I was very happy towards the end of the workshop that I actually got to teach the students something which A, I was passionate about, and B, which I felt was very needed in today's society, knowing these soft skills on these media content creations and stuff like that. So I felt coming from a media background, I felt it was very important to give this kind of hands-on knowledge to these school students. And I was really happy with the outcome of the workshop and how the students were asking questions on how I can do this or how I can do that. And I was glad to answer all the questions and everything. And not only that, it was like a teaching experience for myself, because while teaching them, I was also learning a few, freshening up my memory on a few of the things. So I felt like it was a two-way experience for all of the leads and for all of the students taking part in it. And thank you so much, everyone, whoever joined and whoever hosted all of these workshops and everything. Thank you.
Thanks, Zainab. And without further ado, Zainab Khalid, who actually took on designing branding for the Winter Academy as well. So demonstrating her superb skills. Zainab, do you have a few words?
Yes, assalamu alaikum everyone. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, assalamu alaikum everyone. First of all, I would say that thank you so much for conducting this workshop. Actually, it was my very first experience to conduct a virtual workshop, especially in this pandemic. The whole year, I was thinking that I have done nothing, but then having this workshop was a great thing to do, and it actually brought the confidence and the love I've received. I think this certificate would not even need it. It does not outweigh the love and the amount of confidence that I've got during this doing this workshop. And as Zainab said, the amount of we have the participants, they were just amazing, especially when we were getting the responses from all the audience and their questions, the game that we played. I would especially thank also my design team, the moderators, the assistants, everyone. We just worked round the clock. I loved working on this project, especially for like Bushra and Raja, then Ikra, then all of them. I think everyone, we did a great job making it a massive success for saying a good goodbye to 2020. And I hope to see more of this. And I hope everyone who were part of this enjoyed a great deal. And so stay safe. And thank you so much again.
Thank you, Zainab. Like honestly, the amount of effort you put into it and dedication and being on time with everything, and then with the workshop, when we sat down and I was giving suggestions and you just took them on head on and made such an interactive session. Really like more power to you, honestly. So Sabila for leading the digital design and media workshop. Now, fun fact for people who might not know, Sabila is also our head of media. I don't think she was able to join us today. So just to little tribute to Sabila for like really teaching us some of her tricks and really making sure people were able to follow along. Mehreen for leading the business bonanza. This was the final workshop. One really good note, the really like energetic note to end the whole academy on, because it got everyone like thinking and doing this really long and intense challenge. But the ideas that came out, and then in the end we had a discussion. It was really, really, really fun. So Mehreen, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I just really want to appreciate every single one of you for giving us this opportunity, because it was a great experience. And I loved how even you emphasized this, that this should not be a classroom, but just like a room for growth, and a room that kind of fosters creativity, growth, learning, all in one, and not a regular classroom. And Seemal and I really tried our best to make it that way, because we know how it feels to be in a classroom, just listening to a lecture for 1 hour, not really learning the most, or not really acquiring the most we can. So we really considered that factor when thinking about our workshop. So it was a really awesome experience, because we've never done anything like this before. We really didn't know how it would go, especially the challenge, because it was quite a long challenge and they had to come up with their own ideas. So we didn't know if we'd have like much engaging responses, but the response was amazing. There were such enthusiastic students there. They were super confident, super creative. Like, it was so beautiful to see. And yeah, I'm just really happy. Like, there were people multitasking. There was someone baking pies and attending the workshop, and I just loved that. And by the end of the workshop, her pie had been baked and she had solved the challenge. Like, it was so amazing. So yeah, it was as Zainab said, that it was a learning experience for us as well. Like, we met obviously Bushra, Zahid, Tabish, and Yamna had attended later on as well. So we learned a lot from them as well. So yeah, it was a stupendous way to end 2020.
Thank you, Mehreen. Fun fact, Mehreen is a first-year student at AUS, but that being said, she's already an entrepreneur who set up her own organization, and she was a huge part of the MUN last year as well. So like, you're just getting started, but like, I'm really excited for all the things you're going to be doing. And to your co-Simal, I don't think Simal is able to join us today, but is Simal here? I guess not.
No, well, I'm here. I think
he's here.
my
Yes, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, I think Mehreen highlighted everything what I was thinking, and I think I want to this was like my first time conducting a workshop, so I was really nervous of how it would go. But thankfully, with the help of Bushra and all the volunteers, it went well. And I also got to learn a lot from everyone, and also Thanks for everyone for participating because, you know, it was my first time. So I was like, how will it go? But, you know, it went well. So thank you.
Thanks, Simil. I couldn't tell it was your first time, that's for sure. And also, Simil's also an entrepreneur who ran, I think, a restaurantpreneur you were, that you shared that in your bio. So like, you know, really excited for what our young people are up to these days and what they're going to do. A round of applause for our tech leads. And with that, I think I copied the slide and then that audio clip got copied as well, but it's okay. More applause, the better. But now I'm actually going to hand over to Shaista to do a fun little game. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And
I think Nava is gonna do this.
Oh, yes, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll take it up from here. So I have sent a message on the chat. There is a link that you guys can actually click on, and I'm going to share my screen, and there will be a game pin. So just type up the game pin, and we're set to go. Let me just. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Okay, great. All right, so that's the game pin. I've sent the link on the chat. If you can just go to the link, it should open up and it'll ask for a game pin and just put in this game pin. I will also put this up on the chat. Actually, I can't see the chat because I'm sharing the screen. Anyway. Okay, we have, I think, about, there it is. Thank you, Sambella. So we have about 30 participants and we have 17 people who have joined the game. Okay, 20. Almost there. Just a few more. Come on, guys. How many participants?
So what is this quiz going to be about, Nava? Why should people join?
So it's a tricky quiz about the Winter Academy, just to get your brain running and sort of like a recap on what was done during the workshops. So let's see how many of you actually remember things from the workshop. And Zahid, why don't you join in as Sherlock? $25. We had 27. Why are there people?
I think someone left to come back as Sherlock.
Ah, fair.
Because I was gonna do that.
Okay, just one more minute and then we will start the game. All right. Shall I begin? Everyone ready? All right.
Yep.
Let me move you guys here. And let's start. Are you ready? Okay. Which workshop was meme creation taught in? Was it digital design and media? Was it introduction to Photoshop? Was it intro to computer science and programming or creative writing? You have 15 seconds left. "24 answers. We have 2 more people. Yes, almost there. I think 2 more people. Okay. That's right. The correct answer was Introduction to Photoshop. So those of you who attended the Introduction to Photoshop workshop, I think that was a very what's it called, highlight of the workshop, having meme creation as a part of it. Ooh, Zainab Khalid, of course, the workshop lead. Moving next. Is everyone ready for the next question? All right. Question 2. Which of these was not an academy workshop? Introduction to Statistics, Research Writing for Social Sciences. Oops, I can't see the other 2. Oh, well, I'm sure you can read them. Okay, Introduction to Mandarin and Creative Writing. Ooh, this is fast. Just a couple more answers. 23, 24. That's great. And that's right. The correct answer was Introduction to Statistics. Moving on to the next.
Saying, oh, I took that workshop and I had that workshop.
Zainab Khalid is leading. We have Jadu who's next, and then followed by Zainab Khadim. You guys still have a chance. We have like 3 more questions to go, so you can like top them up for sure. Okay, next question. Which of these workshop leads is not an engineer? Was it Habiba, Afifa, Raja, or Yusuf? I think this is a tough one.
It depends if people were reading the bio.
Exactly. Yes.
That's what we're testing.
Yes. That's right. The correct answer is Yusuf. I feel like not many people got that right. And Shai is on top. Not sure who that is, but yay. Sorry, Zainab Khalid. Bye. Next question. Which of these workshop leads is a senior financial analyst at FedEx? If you were paying close attention in the beginning of this ceremony, Bushra actually mentioned it. Was it Hashim Noor, Yasin Faruqi, Neelam Ashraf, or Ian Peterkin? Just a couple more answers. Guys, come on, come on. Oh yeah. The correct answer is Neelam Ashraf. Bushra actually mentioned this earlier on when she mentioned that Neelam was a senior and now she is currently working there. Okay. Let's see, Habiba's on top now, followed by Zainab Khadim and then Shai. Okay, I think last question. So you guys better get ready for this. How many attendees did Winter Academy workshops have? Was it 100, 200, 120, or 150? This is an easy one, guys, come on. It was right there. It's an easy yet tricky one. One more to go. That's right. It was 150 attendees. Okay, so I see why most of the people might have picked 100. It was because the poster said 100, but it said 100 plus attendees. So it was 150. Thank you so much. Let's see what the scoreboard is like. Let's get those round of applause ready. Habiba came third. Then Zainab Khalid. And first place is Zainab Khadim. Good job. Okay. If you guys have had your moment of fame, I will turn this off now. Okay. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna give it back to Bushra. Bushra, you're on.
Thanks, Nella. That was really fun. For me, yeah, even I got one of the questions wrong, so it happens, guys. It's all right.
Happens to the best of the best, guys.
Happens to the person organizing it. I am just trying to figure out where I put the presentation. 1 second. Yes, here it is. And just a second. Bringing it back. So next up, actually, we are going to be recognizing our amazing, amazing volunteers. Honestly, like I cannot thank you guys enough for your support. So first of all, we have Aisha.
Bushra, we can't see your screen.
You cannot see my screen because I cannot complete sharing it. Classic.
Perfect.
Yes. Thanks for that, Shaista. Okay. So it's loading. So here we just said we're gonna congratulate our volunteers. First up, we have Aisha Ali, who attended our training, was very engaged whenever we reached out to her, got back to us, and she volunteered at 2 workshops, critical thinking and research writing in the social sciences. Then we have Aisha Bernie, who also led a workshop, but then also volunteered at one, creating the right mindset for success. Mahnur Khan, who was really proactive, and she volunteered for Introduction to Philosophy and took some really good shots. Mohammed Junaid, one of our star moderators, did a really good job for the Introduction to Mandarin and Digital Design and Media workshops. Really appreciate your professionalism, Mohammed. Rabia Naeem for volunteering for the Creating the Right Mindset for Success workshop. Rabia Sajad for the Research Writing in the Social Sciences workshop. Tabish for volunteering at not 1, not 2, but 4 workshops. Tabish told me he was feeling unwell, but I think he's here with us today. Now, Tabish is one of those PYF volunteers. Ever since he's been a part of the PYF, he's super engaged, is always there. And it's not because he's just hanging out doing nothing. He's actually, in a very demanding job in the UK, no less. But whenever there's a PYF event, if he can do something about it, he is going to be there. And for that, we're ever grateful to Tabish. Tabish, would you like to say a few words? Are you feeling well enough to say a few words?
Yes, I can. It's recovered in last few days. I think I just want to say thank you to PYF, thank you to you, and thank you to all the workshop leads. What I really liked about this Winter Academy, like all these topics we had, I think that was fantastic. It's to the point, and I think students were quite engaging and very, very passionate about all those topics. And I think we should continue doing all this great work we are doing at PYF, because it's going to add a lot to the skill set and a great future for our students as well. So just want to say thank you to all.
Thanks, Tabish. Always such a pleasure to work with you, and hope to do more of that moving forward. And the one and only Zahid, who volunteered at not 1, not 2, not 3, but we have 8. Is it 8 workshops? I think it's 8 workshops, if I'm counting correctly. But Zahid, I don't even have the words to describe how supportive, how professional, how always on it Zahid is. And he's become a really good friend through this experience as well. And I would like to give the floor to Zahid to say a few words.
Okay, thank you, Bushra, and assalamu alaikum, and hello, everyone. I think, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I think my highlight of this academy was I learned how to use Zoom, and I have become a pro in it, and I think I will add it to my resume that I'm a pro at using Zoom.
You are.
Yeah. Okay, so something on a serious note, I think from the word go, their recipe looked brilliant. The PYF, the education component, the team, Bushra, Raja, everybody else, all the workshop leads, the amazing list of workshop leads, the topics. I think the selection of topics was a very smart selection, and the talented youth. I mean, I was impressed by how enthusiastic and how talented the attendees were. And I think that all these content, what should I say, all these contents resulted in a great Winter Academy that we all are here to, appreciate and celebrate. Thank you, to everyone who was involved, and I got this opportunity of being part of something very great. And I talked to Bushra earlier, and I told her that I see this academy as a fire hydrant, so it has enough water for everyone. People will come in, pick up the topic, pick up something of their interest, and go on from there and explore it further. So that process for all the attendees and for everyone should continue. Being a volunteer, one thing which I think I had an advantage is that I got to learn about so many other new emerging topics which we might not pay attention to otherwise. And I would just close it from my side by saying that I look forward to more and more such initiatives, and giving back from my side also to the community. And education, I mean, is one of the most important, and I think it's a quote from Nelson Mandela, that education is the most powerful weapon that can bring in any change. So thank you and congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Zahid. Like, this is the wonderful thing about working within the community. People bring in such a vast set of talents, and their motivation is really, really pure. Like, this was not something, a resume patter or anything like that. It's just because they're passionate about it. Like 3 घंटे की workshop में बैठ के आप पूरा alert रह के बैठो भी नहीं. Like sometimes I could like check out and come back, but the volunteers, they were always on it, तो ये कोई मजाक नहीं है. And it's honestly inspiring for someone like me to see कि हमारे community में ऐसे लोग हैं जो everyone we've recognized so far that want to give their time and realize how important it is for us to do this, for our youth to do this, for our people. So moving on, we have some more lovely volunteers. Zainab Khalid, I think I've showered a lot of praise. I could probably go on just because I bugged her a lot, and she has been so kind and always on it, very professional. Really appreciate you, Zainab. And Ikra as well. Yes, Ikra se maine kaha abhi wapas aao, because I'm going to recognize you. So Sabila, our head of media, had her medical exams for a month and had to take leave. Usi waqt, we had these 2 initiatives going off the ground. But Ikra has always, she was on the EB last term. She's been involved in the PYF for a few years. She is and she does it purely because she's dedicated to the community and enjoys the work. And so I really appreciate her passion. So when Sabila had to take leave, Ikra took over all the media responsibilities. Now a doctor doing all the media work, creating the videos. Like for me, that was like, wow, just to see how multi-talented our people are. And I'm so grateful to Ikra for like being so on it in terms of all the media responsibilities during that time. Ikra, do you want to say a few words?
Hi, Bushra. Thank you so much for all the kind words. I'm sorry I wouldn't be able to say a lot, but kudos to you for getting this initiative going, and lovely to see so many of people join and help out. And I'm so glad that the students actually got to enjoy this. Thank you.
Thanks, Ikra, and honestly look forward to working with you in future initiatives as well. So with that, Zainab Khadim as well for, as I said, being a cheerleader from the start and supporting all of our activities for this in a very well-rounded way. Like that's what we need in a team, and really, really appreciate it, all your support. And moving on, finally, would like to invite our chairperson, Arsalan, to say a few words. And also, first of all, thank you, Arsalan, for supporting everything that we're doing as an EB, but especially for the Winter Academy, for always encouraging and for empowering me and empowering the team to, do the best we can. So shout out to you before I hand over.
Thank you, Bushra. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, thank you everyone who came for the closing ceremony. A huge shout out for Bushra and her team for leading the initiative once again. 4 mahine, 13 workshops, is a hell lot of work. So she has done it brilliantly. Workshop leads, equally thankful to you guys. Without you, half of our workshops wouldn't be able to continue or go ahead. उसके अलावा हमारे students, teachers, members who joined in, a big thank you to you all for attending, especially when you guys had exams on your head. You got rid of your exams, and some of the teachers were preparing for the exams. So once again, shout out to you as well. I came across a quote last month. It was related to, it was, I think, on the Volunteer Day, International Volunteering Day, a few weeks back. And the quote said that a volunteer is a rare gem. When placed in the right setting and cared for, they will shine and give pleasure to all who see them. All of us here are volunteering, and all of us are so happy to see things, that how they are going around, to see the smiles of those whom we have impacted, the students. We have received appreciation from the teachers, from the principals, for the workshops that we have done. So again, I think a good society is really defined by the number of people who volunteer, who come out and work. We have been at PYF since the beginning. I mean, it's 5 years now, and we have seen that how volunteering work really helps our event to be successful. And again, a huge shout out to all the volunteers in whatever capacity they have helped us, be it behind the scenes, be it on the day, be it marketing, everyone. The marketing team has been absolutely on their toes. We had, in the first month, we had another event running parallel with the Winter Academy. And day in, day out, every other day, there was another post. So once again, they were the ones working behind the scenes. So a huge shout out to them as well. The whole team that was involved, be they attended one event, two event, five or nine. I think it's amazing how everyone has worked together. But the next question is, what is next as a team, as leaders, as volunteers, as students? It's really important for us that we continue to give students this opportunity to attend such kind of sessions which helps them develop. हम लोगों को स्कूल में we never had this opportunity. हमें क्या पता था financial literacy क्या है? I was talking to Bushra कि भाई मैं तो ये I was about to fail introduction to programming in my university. Yeah, I had no idea what's going on until my final exams. I did pass, yes, I did get a B plus, but again, we never got this opportunity in school to see what is Java, what is C++, what is programming. We never had. We were just taught Microsoft Office, and that's it. तुम्हारा कंप्यूटर का एग्जाम हो गया जीसीई का. फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी, हमें 50 दिरहम मिलता था, बेटा ये पूरा महीना आपने निकालना है. हम क्या करें इस 50 दिरहम का? यूनिवर्सिटी आए 500 हो गया, हम क्या करें इस 500 का? वी नेवर न्यू कि हमने पैसे कैसे स्पेंड करने हैं, कहाँ स्पेंड करने, और कब हमने व्हेन डू वी हैव टू सेव द मनी. तो और उसी तरह की और जितनी वर्कशॉप्स थी, there are so many examples that when I saw specifically some of the workshops कि यार ये तो हमें कभी पता ही नहीं था कि हमने करना क्या है. Business, entrepreneurship. I came into dad's business and I had zero idea कि भाई okay, what's going on? हम क्या क्या चीजें ला सकते हैं, क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. Economics में हमने सिर्फ रट्टे मारे थे. We just mugged up और हम exam देते थे. So a huge shout out to each and every workshop lead who put in their time, their efforts to give back to the community. And for students, we have to now capitalize on these skills that we have learned, the base for some of the some of the workshops that we have set from these workshops, and the technology, media technology. There were workshops related to media. There we got some understanding of some use of technology. कि अभी हमने इन्हें कैसे further nourish करना है अपने skills को. We never had these sessions, so once again, it's time for the students to capitalize on them. And once again, everyone, volunteers, give your time, effort, energy, even the smallest things we give back to the community. The most satisfying part is when we see those students uh, happy, we see smiles on their face. Sometimes we even see them crying. At the end of last year, MUN, there were volunteers who were crying. And we were like, bas hum 3 din se saath the, ab khatam ho gaya, ab hum kya karenge? The emotions that come out of this work is what satisfies us. And I think we have a student here as well, Talha, uh, who's here, who has been part of the PYF sessions before, and now he has been following up pretty much, and he's part of our volunteering team as well. Or we both are students who are doing them. So once again, Bushra, congratulations to you, your team, your work leads, your volunteers, everyone who have put in their efforts and attended the sessions and were behind the sessions. So everyone who administered these sessions as well. Thank you, everyone. And I'll close it with the quote that the depth that each generation owes to the past, it has to give to the future. Children are our future, and we must do and try everything to do whatever enlightens, empowers, and educates. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Over to you, Bushra.
Am I unmuted? No, I am. Thank you, Arsalan, for that. I should have put a round of applause after that, but here's one from me. Thanks for those really kind and encouraging words, and really looking forward to doing more amazing work through the PYF. And finally, moving on, I think a lot of our students have been waiting to see their certificates pop up on the screen, and they will now. But just a word of advice or caution or whatever, there are 150 attendees, and we really want to give at least 2 seconds to every attendee. So I want you guys to be very patient with me as I pull up a PDF of the certificates, and we go through all of them and just really recognize what all of you have achieved. Now we really asked ourselves कि हम ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं, ऐसा करते हैं सबके नाम डाल देते हैं स्क्रीन पे और स्क्रॉल कर लेते हैं और हो गई सबकी appreciation. But then there was this question of why put in this extra effort to actually pull up the certificates. And the thing is कि हमने सबको already recognized कर लिया, whoever organized it. But honestly, we really need to appreciate you students for going the extra mile and coming and attending not only our workshops, whatever it is that you do for your own self-development is extremely crucial. जो initiative अपने लिए खुद लेते हैं ना, वो आपके लिए कोई नहीं ले सकता. And it's really important to recognize that it's not easy. आप लोग दिन रात अभी computers पे हैं, computers पे classes हो रही हैं, to come on for online workshops is another deal. And we want to recognize not just the effort you put to come to this academy, but all the effort that you're taking to develop yourself, to go beyond. Abhi, I cannot imagine growing up during the pandemic, to be honest, to be a teenager at this time. It's like a whole other level of anxiety if you're going into university, if you're coming out of it. And for you to, be focused on yourself and to take care of yourself and to do things that would help you have a leg up is a big deal. So just want to, a round of applause for all of our students before I launch into reading all of your names. Okay, and going to go to my PDF file yahan pe. All right, so a round of applause for Kola Shuja for attending our Business Bonanza workshop. One second, it's supposed to go. Yeah, Kinza Anjum for attending Introduction to Photoshop. Library Han for attending Introduction to Photoshop. Maha Noor for attending Introduction to Philosophy, to Financial Literacy, the History Workshop, the Computer Science Workshop, Creating a Right Mindset for Success, Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences, and Introduction to Photoshop. Like honestly, Ma, you've been at so many workshops and you've been very active and participated very enthusiastically, and a really special shout out to you for your dedication, and we hope you enjoyed the experience. Mahnur Ali for attending the Introduction to Mandarin Workshop. Mehreen for attending the Introduction to Philosophy workshop and leading another workshop. Manahil Noor for leading the Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences workshop. Mahrukh Qureshi for attending the Introduction to Mandarin workshop. Just a quick word about Mahrukh. Mahrukh is actually the school coordinator at Pamir. And when I first, when we were reaching out to schools and reached out to Mahrukh, she was so enthusiastic about working with the PYF. She'd heard about the work we do before and really encouraged her students to attend and spread the word. And when she attended, it wasn't as if I'm a teacher. She was really like there to learn, and like mashallah for teachers like that, like a round of applause. Manar Junaid for attending critical thinking and research writing in the social sciences, Mariam Anjum for attending Introduction to Photoshop, Mariam Tariq for attending the creative writing workshop, Mariam Yassin for attending the research writing in the quantitative sciences and Introduction to Photoshop workshop, Mariam Tariq for attending the research writing in the social sciences, Introduction to Philosophy and Introduction to Computer Science and Programming workshop, Mariam Tahir for attending Introduction to Photoshop and Digital Design and Media, Mehreen again for attending critical thinking. I think duplicate ho gaya, but just another round of applause for Mehreen. Miral Sahil for attending 4 workshops: Introduction to Philosophy, Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, and the Business Bonanza. So Miral, a shout out to you for going the extra mile. Misbah Jamil for attending Introduction to Mandarin. Momal Zahid for attending Digital Design and Media. Momal Zahid again for attending Introduction to Photoshop. Muhammad Awais for attending Introduction to Computer Science and Programming. Muhammad bin Farhan Ahmed for attending Introduction to Photoshop. Muhammad Huzaifa for attending Introduction to Computer Science and Programming. Muhammad Zubair for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Introduction to Photoshop, Introduction to Financial Literacy, Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, and just for being such an enthusiastic participant. Just a second. It's Myra Ahmed for attending Digital Design and Media, Ikra Rafiq for attending Introduction to Photoshop and Digital Design and Media, Iman Fatma for attending Introduction to Mandarin, Ifra Mudassir for attending Creative Writing, Hassam Badi for attending Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Husna Wasim for attending Creative Writing and Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences, Hunza Niazi for attending Critical Thinking, Huda Shehzad for attending Introduction to Philosophy, Huda Imran for attending Critical Thinking, Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Introduction to Philosophy, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Introduction to Photoshop, Digital Design and Media, and the Business Bonanza. Huda was actually, fun fact, the person baking the cake while doing the workshop. But I was a little concerned at first. Ki pata nahi, is she going to be able to keep up with the challenge? But she was very enthusiastic, and you should have heard her towards the end when we were having the challenge and how she like fought back and resisted all the questions that were tossed her way. So mashallah, Huda, congratulations for attending all these workshops, and we hope that you had a wonderful experience. Just trying to move ahead. Hurab Shehzadi for attending Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Introduction to Mandarin. Hifza Arif for attending Creative Writing, Introduction to Mandarin, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Introduction to Photoshop, and the Business Bonanza workshop. Hifza was one of those students who would contact me after the workshop if she had any questions or if she wanted to ask something. So I really appreciate your enthusiasm, Hifza, and wish you all the best and hope you had a wonderful time learning with us. We definitely loved having you. Hiba Hafiz for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Introduction to Photoshop. Hiba Khalid for attending Critical Thinking. Hazik Nawal for attending Introduction to Photoshop. Hassan Wakani for attending the Business Bonanza. Hanan Isa for attending Critical Thinking. Hamza Shams for attending Introduction to Philosophy, Introduction to Financial Literacy, and Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Hamna Shehzad for attending Introduction to Philosophy and Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Hamna Fajr for attending Methodologies in History. Hamida Abdul Sattar for attending Introduction to Photoshop, Introduction to Philosophy, and Methodologies in History. Hamdan Ayub for attending Introduction to Financial Literacy and Methodologies in History. Halima Yassin for attending Creative Writing, Introduction to Mandarin, Introduction to Computer Science and Programming. Hafsa Adnan for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Digital Design and Media, and the Business Bonanza. Hadia Amir for attending Introduction to Photoshop and Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Furqan Hafiz for attending Critical Thinking, Creative Thinking, creative writing, sorry, this typo there. Introduction to financial literacy, creating the right mindset for success, research writing in the social sciences, and research writing in the quantitative sciences. Furqan is one of those students who really brings something extra to every workshop. Like, he's always there, enthusiastically participating in every activity, asking good questions, and just engaging. And I was wonderful to have you, Furqan. We definitely want to see you at upcoming sessions as well. And congratulations. Hajra Bibi Roshan Gul for attending Introduction to Philosophy, Hadisa Batu Kazmi for attending Introduction to Photoshop, Fiza Waris for attending Introduction to Philosophy, Fatma Yusuf for attending Introduction to Philosophy, Fatma Tariq for attending Introduction to Mandarin, Introduction to Philosophy, Creative Writing, and Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Nabiha Tessin for attending Critical Thinking, Introduction to Mandarin, Introduction to Philosophy, Introduction to Financial Literacy, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Research Writing in the Social Sciences, and Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences. Nabiha was again one of those participants that was just such a pleasure to have. Every time she would unmute and speak, I felt like something very thoughtful was about to be said, and it was. And so for that, Nabiha, like, thank you for bringing that something extra to our workshops, and we absolutely loved having you. Moving on, we have Fatma Tariq, who attended Introduction to Mandarin, Introduction to Philosophy, Creative Writing, and Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Again, a shout out to you, Fatma, for attending more than 3 workshops and for being such an enthusiastic participant. Congratulations. And Nabiha again, or am I going back? No, we're going forward. Nemal Waqar for attending Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences. Nasir Wasfi for attending the Business Bonanza. Nawal Faisal for attending Methodologies in History, Introduction to Photoshop, Introduction to Financial Literacy, Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Again, Nawal was one of those students who I was just really excited to see at a workshop because I knew they were going to like engage enthusiastically and be very, very, on it the whole time. It was such a pleasure to have you in our workshops, and we hope to see you at more of them in the future, Nawal. Congratulations. Nidra Shah for attending Critical Thinking and Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Nimra Gauhar for attending Digital Design and Media and Introduction to Photoshop, Nurullah Yusuf for attending Introduction to Photoshop and Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Qazi Omar for attending Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences, Rabia Akhtar for attending Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Rabia Sajjad for attending Critical Thinking and Creative Writing, Rabia Suhail for attending Introduction to Philosophy, Introduction to Financial Literacy, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, and the Business Bonanza. So another shout out to you, Rabia, for attending more than 3 workshops, for being a super engaged and enthusiastic participant. And we hope you learned a lot of amazing things, and we hope to see you at future sessions. Congratulations. Rawia Saklain for Introduction to Philosophy, Introduction to Computer Science and Programming. We have, sorry, goes a little bit. Rayan Ali for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Rihab Ahmad Raja for attending Introduction to Philosophy. Rihab Afzal for attending Creative Writing, Introduction to Mandarin, Introduction to Philosophy, Research Writing in the Social Sciences. It was such a pleasure to have you at every session, Rahab. You were also one of those students that would just bring something extra, always like be willing to engage and always have something thoughtful to say. You made quite an impression in that creative writing workshop. Ian still like mentions you, and really glad that you, as a student, you weren't just there to just absorb information. You knew you were open to being a bit vulnerable, to sharing, and to really participating wholeheartedly. And for that, thank you and congratulations. And we look forward to seeing you at future sessions as well. Ruhi Tariq for Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Rubeba Qaiser for Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Sabiha Riaz for Critical Thinking, Research Writing in the Social Sciences, and Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences. Yes?
I'm sorry, okay, now all right.
It was frozen for a second?
Yes, it was frozen. I think can you just do the last 2 certificates again?
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Here, okay. Rohi Tariq for attending Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Rubeba Qaiser for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Just a second. Sabiha Riaz for attending Critical Thinking, Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences. Sabiha Imtiaz for attending Introduction to Financial Literacy. Sabila Siddiqui for attending the Business Bonanza. Sadiqur Rahman for attending Introduction to Philosophy. Just a second. Yep, just getting reoriented here. Okay, Safia Siddiq for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Seher Sakina for attending Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences and the Business Bonanza Workshop. Saima Shafiq, Miss Saima for attending Methodologies in History, Introduction to Philosophy, Introduction to Financial Literacy. Miss Saima is a teacher at the Pakistan Islamia Higher Secondary School in Sharjah and one of the most enthusiastic supporters of PYF events. And again, one of those teachers I really admire because they're here as much to learn as they are to, encourage students. Do we have Miss Saima on the call? Miss Saima, would you like to say a few words?
Yep, she's here.
I think maybe she's not.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much, Bushra. So glad to see you here all and for the wonderful presentations and workshops. And I'm feeling very excited for this ceremony. And I'm feeling very proud to getting certificates for my students as well. Because, for a teacher, this is very precious thing to have to see and to feel the smile on the student's face, right? And I must acknowledge with the verses from Allama Iqbal, like नहीं है ना उम्मीद इकबाल अपने किश्ते वीरां से जरा नम हो तो ये मिट्टी बड़ी जरहेज है साकी. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Wonderful job you have done and waiting for more. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Ms. Saima. We look forward to having you again at future events and to having your students as well.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Saira Feroz for attending Introduction to Photoshop. Saleh Hara for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Samir Khan for attending Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences. Sarah Rafiullah for attending the Business Bonanza Workshop. Sardara Ways for attending the Business Bonanza Workshop. Shahi Wasim for attending Introduction to Philosophy. Shahina Munawar for attending Introduction to Philosophy and Introduction to Financial Literacy. Sumaya Anjum for attending Introduction to Photoshop. Sundas Farhat for attending Critical Thinking and Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Sayyida Atika for attending Digital Design and Media and Introduction to Photoshop. Dalal Tariq for attending Research Writing in Social Sciences. Talha Kamran for attending Critical Thinking, Introduction to Financial Literacy, Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Talha, once again, thank you for always being such an enthusiastic participant in our events, and congratulations. We look forward to seeing you at more PYF events and having you more enthusiastic involvement as a student. Taqi Ashraf for attending Introduction to Financial Literacy, Oneza Ibrahim for attending Introduction to Photoshop, Uruj Muhammad Kaiser for attending Digital Design and Media and Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Uzidur Rahman for attending Introduction to Photoshop. Wania Ali for attending Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Warda Ashraf for attending Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Zahra bint Khurram for attending Critical Thinking, Introduction to Mandarin. Zainul Abedin for attending Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences. Zainab Khalid for attending Introduction to Mandarin. Zarez Mudassar for attending Digital Design and Media and Introduction to Photoshop. Zanera Mahmoud for attending Methodologies in History and Introduction to Philosophy. Am I at 100 now? Okay. I don't wish we had 150 participants. I'm very happy about that, but I'm going to switch over to the next file because we have a few more names to highlight. Iram Shahzadi for attending Introduction to Financial Literacy. Isha Muzaffar for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Izza Fatma for attending Introduction to Computer Science and Programming. Jamila Noor for attending the Business Bonanza. Just a second. Javeria Tariq for attending Introduction to Philosophy and Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Kashaf Naseem for attending Introduction to Computer Science and Programming. Khadija Imran for attending Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Critical Thinking, and Writing. Yes? Is it
Sorry to interrupt, but someone's really worried that you should have a sip of water, Furqan is just like, Bushra, you should have some water. I think we'll give you a break as well. You can just...
All good. Thank you so much.
All right.
Jazakallah, guys. Okay, so Khwaja Shah for attending Introduction to Philosophy. Abdul Hadi Wasim for attending Creative Writing and Introduction to Financial Literacy. Abdullah Khalid for attending Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Abdullah Tariq for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences, Introduction to Photoshop, and the Business Bonanza workshop. MashaAllah, 4 workshops. Abdullah, again, one of those students that was just so much fun to have in all of our workshops and very enthusiastic. He was actually on the winning team for the Business Bonanza workshop. He was very concerned. Are we winning or are we not winning? And I had to convince Abdullah that it's not about the winning, it's about the trying. So here you go, Abdullah. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you at future workshops as well. Abiha Farhan for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Adil Imran for attending Introduction to Philosophy. Afaf Ijaz for attending Introduction to Photoshop, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, and Digital Design and Media. Ehsan Raza for attending Introduction to Photoshop and Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Iman Asher for attending Research Writing in the Social Sciences. Iman Ajaz for attending Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Introduction to Photoshop, and Creating the Right Mindset for Success. And Ahmed for attending the Business Bonanza workshop. Anna Ali Sher for attending Research Writing in the Quantitative Sciences. Anna Muhammad Ahmed for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success. Aisha Ali for attending Digital Design and Media. Amal Faisal for Introduction to Philosophy. Amara Abbasi for Creative Writing. Anam Tariq for Digital Design and Media. Anam is again a school coordinator. Actually, Anam has a history with the PYF. Was one of the founding members. Is on the advisory board still, and is now a school counselor for the consulate schools in Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah, and Fujairah. And Anam has always been a very enthusiastic supporter of the PYF and is instrumental in taking our programs forward. So, and also supporting our media activities as well now. So just a shout out to Anam for being so enthusiastic with the PYF. Anas Ali for Introduction to Photoshop, Anas Rahman for Introduction to Photoshop, Arisha Irfan Qureshi for Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, and the Business Bonanza workshop, Arusa Ali for Digital Design and Media, Arsalan Nisar for Methodologies in History, Asma Muhammad Waris for Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Introduction to Mandarin, Introduction to Financial Literacy, Methodologies in History, Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Introduction to Photoshop, and the Business Bonanza workshop. I would like a special round of applause for Asma because, again, an amazing presence at all our workshops, an enthusiastic participant, also the winner, the second half of the winning team in the Business Bonanza workshop, and just always someone who's ready to unmute and speak and thoughtfully engage, just has a real passion to learn that I felt inspired by. So Asma, was so wonderful to meet you through the Academy and so wonderful to have you in our community. And we look forward to seeing you at future workshops as well. And just congratulations for all the learning and achievement through this Academy. And on, Atif Ali for Critical Thinking, Aisha Akhtar for Critical Thinking, Aisha Ali for Introduction to Mandarin, Aisha Manan for Critical Thinking, Azan Khan for Introduction to Photoshop and Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Azra Kashif for Introduction to Photoshop and the Business Bonanza Workshop, Bisma Fatma for Research Writing in the Social Sciences, Methodologies in History and the Business Bonanza Workshop, Dania Malik for Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Danya Noman for Critical Thinking, Dua Arif for Creative Writing, Introduction to Computer Science and Programming, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Introduction to Photoshop, and Digital Design and Media. Imam Muhammad Yunus for Introduction to Philosophy, Introduction to Financial Literacy, Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Digital Design and Media, and the Business Bonanza workshop. Imam, it was such a pleasure to have you at our workshops, and I especially remember you from the Business Bonanza because you were also very enthusiastic. It was so much fun to just listen to you guys discuss your business ideas, your solutions, and then take on the question Q&A session. And congratulations. And I think I forgot to shout out to the person before as well, because I think they attended a lot. Dua as well. Dua is also a very enthusiastic participant. Such a pleasure to have her at our workshops. And we really look forward to seeing your future workshops as well. You attended quite a bit of the writing workshop. I think you attended the creative writing workshop, and I remember that you were very enthusiastic in when we had the writing challenge as well. So thank you so much. Congratulations. And again, we look forward to seeing all of you at our future sessions. Iman Fatma for attending Methodologies in History, Isha Emmanuel Azam for attending Creating the Right Mindset for Success, Isha Hafiz for research writing in the social sciences and creative writing, Ishal Chaudhary for introduction to philosophy and methodologies in history, Faizan Butt for introduction to Photoshop, Farina Ashraf, Miss Farina for attending introduction to computer science and programming, introduction to financial literacy, and methodologies in history. Miss Farina is again a teacher. I think she's a teacher at the Pakistan Islamia Higher Secondary at Sharjah as well. She's Miss Saima's colleague and very enthusiastic participant, would always let us know if she's attending a workshop or not, would always show up and be very engaged. And we're very, very grateful again for teachers like that who want to, be with their students as they're learning outside the classroom as well and learn with them. So congratulations, Sarina. We hope you enjoyed the experience and we look forward to seeing you at future PYF events as well. Farheen Ali for critical thinking, creative writing, introduction to Mandarin. Fatma Salim for critical thinking, research writing in the social sciences, and introduction to financial literacy. And I think that's the last certificate. Mashallah, amazing. So with that, I'm actually going to move back to our main presentation. Wait, which is here. It's sharing. I think it's sharing. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out 1 second. I'll try to pull it up again. Thank you all, first of all, for your patience and for so enthusiastically. Are you all able to see my screen? Can someone give me a thumbs up? Yes, awesome.
Yep, we can.
One final round of applause. Participants, all 150 of them. Thank you all for staying as well and for being here to recognize the people and respecting and honoring them. So thank you so much, Jazakallah, for that. And before we end, everyone who made the PYF Winter Academy possible, lots of applause. Before we conclude, we have some concluding remarks that were pre-recorded by our founding chairperson, Dr. Jamila, who's in town. It's also her birthday today, so happy birthday, Dr. Jamila. I don't know if she's here with us on call. I think not. So I'm just going to play her pre-recorded message.
Everyone, it's Jamila Haq here. I would just like to congratulate the Pakistan Youth Forum education team for conducting such amazing PYF Winter Academy. For me personally, the beauty of this Winter Academy is the content. The way the topics were chosen for this Winter Academy, it's amazing. I think it's something which is very useful for the students and it's something off the track which is not included in the regular curriculum of different schools. So once again, congratulations. It's amazing to see how much engagement it has received across the country from different schools. I just wish that there's a lot more to come. All the mentors which have been involved in the Winter Academy, all the partners, I think they have done a wonderful job. And for me, I just see a lot more coming, good content, good engagement from different mentors, all the international community which has supported this Winter Academy. We as Pakistanis, we thank you all, and we just wish and hope that there is a bigger, better version of Winter and Summer Academy in 2021. All the very best. Thank you so much. And we are all available for our support and best wishes to such a great everyone. It's Jamila Haq here. I would just like to we are all available for our support and best wishes to such great initiatives in future. Everyone.
Sorry, I think I just keep repeating, but thanks to Dr. Jamila for sharing that with us. And one final message from Dr. Faisal, who's the president of Pakistan Association.
I congratulate Pakistan Youth Forum for putting up this very impressive program for the Winter Academy. After completion of a successful Summer Academy, creating a benchmark, and now looking at the diverse topics in this program, the participation of the students, the reviews and the feedbacks from the mentors, I think this is an even bigger success. I wish and I hope the Pakistan Youth Forum continues to provide such quality initiatives, continues to inspire the young minds, continues to empower them. Pakistan Association Dubai will always be there to support, as we strongly believe that you are our future. Thank you.
Thanks to Dr. Faisal for his words of encouragement and support. And with that, I believe that we are at the end of our presentation, at least. I'm just going to make sure there's nothing else after that. Yep, so we were just going to quickly highlight what's next before we conclude. We definitely want to keep bringing you more academy workshops. We have a mental health awareness campaign that's going to kickstart by the end of the month, inshallah, and there's going to be a workshop for high school students as part of that. We're looking to do a series on cybersecurity awareness with our very own Zahid. And we're also looking to kickstart the Young Professionals panel, a program I'm very excited about, which will give our students a chance to ask the difficult questions about how people got to where they are in their life, our PYF members and our mentors beyond the community as well. And so there's a lot more to come, inshallah, and we hope you all will be a part of it, whether as a participant or an organizer or just a volunteer. But we really, really thank you all for being a part of our community, for supporting our initiatives, for supporting our community and giving back to it. Yep. With that, I would like to wrap up this event. Any final words from anyone before we conclude the call? Maybe we should at least do a picture. Yes, we should do a picture. Okay, so let's see the cameras.
Everyone can smile.
Yes. It's a bit of a logistical challenge for me because there are two screens.
Okay, so I'll do that. Everyone, whoever wants to switch on your cameras, this is your chance. In 5 seconds, we'll start taking the pictures. Okay. Position yourselves, everyone. Give huge smiles. Amazing. Do we have any more coming in? Yes, I'll just wait for some more to join because people are still switching on their cameras. Okay, I guess that's about it. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, great.
We got everyone?
The ones who all switch on their cameras, yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us throughout this ceremony. Bushra, as usual, you did an amazing job as the lead here, and I'm sure this workshop benefited a lot more people than what we see out here. And inshallah, I will just unmute everyone. Good, 1 second. Okay, so I've given everyone the permission to unmute themselves, so whoever wants to unmute, you guys can create a commotion if you want.
Thank you, Bushra.
Yay.
Let's do a proper round of applause now.
Thank you
Yes,
so
this
much,
one's
PYF
for Bushra
team.
and the entire team, definitely. And
I'm really grateful to PYF all team members and especially Bushra, who is really gem of persons indeed, and really grateful and excited to see more in coming future, inshallah.
Just want to say that we will be emailing everyone's certificates to e-certificates to them as well. It's a challenge to hand over a physical certificate at the moment. And also
so kind of you. And this is not a piece of certificate, piece of paper. This means a lot to us because it would be a great memory for all of us having and reminding us wonderful presentations we have attended with PYF.
Nawal has raised her hand. I think she wants to say something.
I just wanted to say that these workshops, they have just been amazing, and honestly, it was a very, very big breakthrough for everyone. It was like, it was being introduced to so much stuff. I can say for being a medical student, I had no idea how you're supposed to operate a computer. Seriously, I was here all the way. But then attending all those workshops, and I honestly hated the ones I couldn't attend. My heart literally cracked for the ones I couldn't attend. And I really want you to not stop doing more of this because this is just amazing. It brings so much into your head. It's like so much more different from school, and it's not just like sitting in front of the camera and watching the teacher teach and it just goes like this all the way. It's not that. This is like interact and absorb and so much more. So I love you guys and I love this workshop. Thank you so much for bringing this to us. Honestly, don't stop.
Bushra, can you feel the enthusiasm from my students?
I can, and I just hope the whole team can.
Really proud of my students.
But yeah, just really, this was the whole point, like something beyond our regular classrooms, because our classrooms are being challenged right now. We're really thinking about whether, you know, what we're doing is it really preparing us for the world outside? And that's the whole, you know, the whole point of all of these initiatives that we're putting out is to make sure we're all preparing each other. We're using the resources in our community to like equip each other, equip our next generation, especially.
Inshallah.
So thank you all. So if there are no further words to be said, just, you know, seeing the screen right now, my heart is really, really warm. And I hope to see you all again, inshallah, soon.
Inshallah.
All right.
Thank you so much once again.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank
Bye
you
bye.
everyone for for
Allah
joining us
Hafiz.
all in making this ceremony a success for the entire team. Have a great rest of Saturday. Allah Hafiz, everyone.
It's really a huge success, no doubt.
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank
Allah
you.
Hafiz.